Nick de Vries might be slated by Mercedes to serve as Lewis Hamilton's long-term stand-in. In anticipation of another spectacular race at the Temple of Speed, thousands of Formula One fans flocked to the Autodromo Nazionale Monza circuit on Sunday. The Mercedes reserve, Nick de Vries, however, was the driver who left fans smiling with happiness following a stunning maiden performance, as Red Bull and Max Verstappen dominated once more with an 11th victory in 16 races. But who is he? For this and more, stick to the end of this video. Before we continue, please subscribe to our channel. Alex Albon was scheduled to have appendix surgery on Saturday, so de Vries was hurried into the Williams cockpit. Despite the hurried circumstances of his debut Formula One excursion, he executed an excellent performance, earning the fans' rightful selection as driver of the day. He inevitably drew analogies to how another Williams veteran, George Russell, had handled a similar circumstance back in November 2020 at the Sakhir Grand Prix after his productive afternoon's work in Italy. Lewis Hamilton, a star for Mercedes, had been struck down by COVID, rendering him incapable of operating a motor vehicle and giving Russell an excellent opportunity to shine. Russell qualified second behind Valtteri Bottas despite having to figuratively walk into the 7-time champion's 2 sizes too small shoes. Russell battled through the pack and twice took the lead before his mechanics put the wrong tires on him, costing him the race. Only a terrible pit stop error by Mercedes prevented him from winning. Although not quite as spectacular, de Vries' debut weekend was similarly remarkable. After competing in FP1 for Aston Martin, he was enjoying a cup of coffee on Saturday when Williams called to ask if he could drive for them in FP3, and afterwards to fill in for Albon. Naturally, the Dutchman sprang into action right away and put on his racing overalls. Even though the 27-year-old had prior Formula One driving experience, he spent a lot of time on the simulator that weekend, but qualifying and the race would be far more intense. He had a 2-hour tryout to show that he was deserving of the attention that his personal cheerleader, Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff, had been creating for him. The Austrian Supreme did not attempt to hide his joy after witnessing the Dutchman flourish in the Williams. Wolff had previously spoken highly of the driver, who had won the Formula 2 championship in 2019 before winning the Formula E championship in 2021. In one race, de Vries was able to get some points and complete a task that Latifi had been unable to complete in 16 races this season. Not only did it match the best result for a Williams driver this season, but it also made sure that de Vries joined illustrious company in winning points on his debut, joining Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. After his spectacular drive, he was immediately connected to seats with Mercedes, Alpine, and Williams. It might only be the first step towards something bigger down the road. De Vries, as a Mercedes reserve, will hope to join the Silver Arrows as a driver in the future. Hamilton's contract expires in 2023, so he could have to wait it out with Williams for the upcoming year. But after that, it appears possible that Mercedes would line up with Russell and de Vries for the long haul after his outstanding start and evidence that he is champion material. Nick de Vries, who made his Formula One debut with a strong showing, is happy that he grabbed his opportunity with both hands. He was the person they turned to when Alex Albon was found to have appendicitis and was rushed to the hospital for surgery on Saturday. De Vries arrived at the track already, having driven a Williams in practice earlier this year and participating in FP1 for Aston Martin. Given that it was his Formula One competitive debut, expectations weren't too high. He did, however, make the most of his chance to shine by finishing 9th, giving Williams its best performance of the season thus far and earning 2 championship points. De Vries is a strong contender for a racing seat in 2023, and Williams is one of the few teams still looking for a teammate for Albon. After the race, he remarked, "Of course, I can only do my job. In the end, it's not up to me to decide whether or not I should have a seat. We work in a competitive field, so you're only as good as your last race, and you're constantly expected to deliver. Fortunately, I did that this past weekend, and I seized the chance." His victory was briefly in jeopardy during the race when he was called before the stewards in charge of erratic driving during the late safety car period. He received a reprimand as a result, but because he was a stand-in rather than a regular competitor, a more severe penalty that may have eliminated him from the point standings was avoided. The driver stated that he was confused about why his display indicated that he would be under the delta time following the second lap under the safety car, according to the steward's ruling. He had braking problems at the same time and was in radio contact with the team about these, so he did not receive any guidance from them regarding his delta. He consequently slowed down to maintain his position above the delta time. The stewards noted that the driver had driven this car for the first time in FP3 at this event and had been a last-minute replacement for the regular team driver. As a result, the stewards choose a reprimand over a more severe punishment as an act of moderation. De Vries responded to his performance by saying, "I acknowledge we had a little bit of luck with some of the grid penalties and also some of the retirements, but sometimes you've got to take those, and we definitely capitalized on our opportunity and scored points. Nobody can take those away from us, and I'm just proud and happy we took this opportunity." For the sake of those who don't know him well, let's talk about Nick de Vries briefly. Dutch racer Nick de Vries, 27, is a reserve driver for the Mercedes-AMG Petronas F1 team and a race driver for the Mercedes EQ Formula E team. This season, he has driven in practice sessions for 3 different teams. The Dutch driver has recently driven behind the wheel of an Aston Martin in place of Sebastian Vettel at the Italian Grand Prix. He previously drove the Williams at the Spanish Grand Prix before taking over for 7-time champion Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes at the French Grand Prix. Nick de Vries has a dazzling racing background. He has experienced success in Formula 2 and Formula E, and in 2019, with the Art Grand Prix, he won the Formula 2 championship. In 2019-20, he switched to Formula E, and in 2020-21, he won the championship. His karting days were the beginning of it all, as he has achieved success in both national and international competitions. De Vries won both the German Junior Championship and the KF3 division of the WSK World Series. In 2010, the Dutchman went on to win the World Karting Championship. In 2012, De Vries advanced to the single-seater and competed in several Formula Renault 2.0 seasons. In 2014, he also won the Euro Cup and the Alps title. Vries began competing in the GP3 in 2016, and in 2018, he was given a place in Formula 2. The Williams team confirmed the news of Albon's replacement with Vries on social media. Alex is in excellent spirits, and the team wishes him a rapid recovery. However, we can confirm that the team's reserve driver, Nick de Vries, will take his place for the remainder of the Italian Grand Prix weekend. De Vries entered the race in 8th place and finished brilliantly in 9th, winning Driver of the Day honors despite having little training. In addition to earning points for his first race, De Vries passed teammate Nicolas Latifi in the drivers' standings after just 53 laps. Just think of what he could accomplish during a racing season. What should he do performance-wise in addition to what he demonstrated today? Toto Wolff, the CEO of Mercedes, remarked, "He entered FP3 without any training, jumping into a car he had never driven. It demonstrated his capabilities." That brings an end to today's video. If you enjoyed watching this video, please give it a like. Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to get updates on Formula 1. You can also click on the bell icon to turn on post notifications so you can get notified anytime we upload a video. Bye for now.